Hey, what's going on? It's Joe Till, and this is another episode of Addicted to Arguing. And as always, I got my co-host, the Chief.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Brennan Seaport?
We showed up.
We did. It's a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's a lot different, man.
After a long week of work in the heat.
Normally crack a cold one time, but it's productive. It's good.
I crashed like 6 non-alcoholic beers the other night.
Oh,
I was like, what are we doing here?
You don't get. Is it just the alcohol that gives you a hangover, or is it like the content of what's in a beer?
It's just alcohol. So you don't I never wake up feeling nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Rock star.
It might be that time for me.
I don't know. Everybody, yeah. I mean, it's hard to find a good one. You know, there's something about crushing a damn NA beer. But it does help when you're in the vibe and everybody's drinking and you're not over there with a fucking water bottle like a fucking jackass.
Hey, man. There's methods, and those methods need to at least be tried. I've found myself missing AA every once in a while.
Yeah.
Which is horrible because, you know, in the time that you have to do it for whatever god-awful reason you got yourself into it, it sucks.
I've never been.
But, well, I will say, like, even on the times that I had everything better to do, didn't want to go, I'd go and still leave like, that was nice.
That was nice, yeah. People say it's nice. But I've been like, okay, so I'm like over a year and a half sober now. And it's like, I've never been. So it's like,
you're well past the hard part.
I don't really want to go.
Yeah. And not to mention, you do get in there and you get around some people and you're like, oh, I've done all right.
Yeah. Cause they're like, there's people in there that's like really, really down bad.
Wrecked, killed a family and got drunk again, went to jail the next day.
I feel like what would get me is that their energy might like shift to me. Like, I feel like, if I can just handle my own shit and I'll be good, everything will be fine. But if I get in that room full of people and their problems and stuff, I might leave like, oh, fuck.
No, it's pretty good because everybody, even the people who have done horrible things and are working on it, you know, you're going to have sad people in there. Like, there's people in there that are like, man, I've been having a hard day. My life is going insanely wrong and all I want to do is drink. They come in there, but, you know, they leave feeling better than they came, hopefully. I mean, but it is.
We're getting fucked up.
It's a therapy session. Yeah. That does happen too. You do have folks that go in there and they're like, hey man, how about we just go blah, blah, blah and don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, great.
They always say that, like, I've read it like 1,000 times and it was like, relapse is a part of sobriety. And I'm like, does it have to be? Does it have to? I've been tempted. I've been tempted to the highest points of temptation, it feels like, but it's like,
if anybody's going to tempt you, to probably be me. I mean, I don't mean to, but
I'm good. I can handle that shit. But like, I don't know. As I get older, peer pressure is like less and less and less. Like when I was like 20 and somebody started like peer pressuring me, I would almost do almost anything.
Cave.
Yeah, I would like, bet you won't do that. My dumb ass is doing that shit.
I'll shotgun one right now.
Yeah, I'll jump off a bridge right now. I used to jump off. There was like this period of time where I was just jumping in random bodies of water. I don't know if you ever went through one of those phases.
I wanted to, but I could never bring myself to it.
I would be out and we'd be somewhere and somebody would be like, bet you won't jump in that water. And I like strip down to my underwear and just jump in the water.
Like, I'm all for that, but my problem was I can't jump in the water in a good way. Like the last time I did a high jump, I crushed my nuts somehow. I hit the water.
The fucking nut crusher.
I guess I went maybe open leg or something.
What are you jumping in with your leg?
I mean, it wasn't, I didn't bust a splits, but it was like, there was space. I made a V.
Just kind of, you ain't never.
Somehow the impact went straight to my nuts. And I felt it in my chest.
You go to a swimming pool and practice. If you can't jump in a body of water without smacking your nut.
Best case scenario, I'm still going to get water up my fat ass nose. And it
is kind of an L to cover your nose, bro. Like,
yeah,
it's embarrassing.
You hold your nose.
But it's like, it does work.
Took away everything cool that you did.
It's crazy that it works, though.
Yeah. I don't get how people don't do it. What people that don't do it, what are they doing? Just fucking...
Not breathing? I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Doesn't work for me. I do have a snout, though.
I might still hold my nose. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks about me. But that's another thing. I don't give a shit.
You jump off the bridge.
30. Yeah. But I do like a backflip and shit back in the day. Like I would, like if somebody had a pond, it was so fun to me to just jump in ponds, bro. Like dirty, nasty ponds. I don't know what's in there and fuck them, jumping that.
Okay, I had that little phase, but usually it did involve alcohol. Usually it was.
Well, I don't think this was an alcohol thing neither. This was like at any time ever, I would just jump in a random body of water.
You ever catch a leech?
No.
You ever had a leech on you?
No, I never had a leech on me. Have you?
No, I've seen somebody with a leech on them.
No. I've always worried about pissing in the water and getting the damn
amoebas, the river monster myths. I don't know. It might not be a myth.
Swimmers.
Golly.
Yeah, I don't want that. We used to take this tractor, and we have a pond out at our farm. Dong swimmers.
The dong divers.
The dong divers. We had this tractor, and we would pull it up, and we'd put the front two tires on the right before the dock starts, and I'd lift people up, and we'd get 15 feet in the air, and we'd backflip and shit off into the pond. The pond's like 20 feet deep or whatever.
Redneck rigging.
Oh yeah, and I'd be lifting people up with.
You seen the ones where people like tie a rope to a backhoe or something?
Oh yeah, and just like swing the bucket. Yeah. I'm never brave enough to do that, but I could have a backhoe.
You do?
Yeah, I have a big backhoe.
What's the other one
in the yard?
What's the other one with the digger? The one with the long arm?
Yeah, that's a backhoe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's like the one I have in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing would. You tie a rope to that thing, and lift it up to the highest you can lift it, and get somebody to hold on, and then just swing it.
It's pretty wild, man.
That would be crazy. I never did that, but we would get up. We would get up high, dude, and I would get on top of the bucket. Have the bucket on the front, and get raised up in the bucket, and then stand on top of the bucket and like backflip into the pond.
Oh yeah.
This is what we call early 20s activities.
Yeah, that's like
this is not shit that I do anymore. I used to I'm probably a lot more fearful of stuff than I used to be. Like there was this time where I would just do shit, and I do think that you might possibly grow out of that. What do you think?
There were times that like I considered like doing flips off things, and I'm like, I would immediately just picture myself with a grave head injury, like walking around not being able to talk or something. I always picture myself in a wheelchair. I've always had that like drastic fear that I'm going to injure my spine somehow.
God, that is about as bad as it fucking gets.
Yeah, I'm like, wouldn't it just be awful?
Then you need a Neuralink.
So
you can still play video games.
If I have Stephen Hawking myself because I want to hit a flip off this boat dock right now.
Did he do that to himself or did?
No, he had a disease.
Yeah, that was a disease. Okay.
Speaking of Stephen Hawking, if you could have if you could pick yourself a superpower, what would it be?
Well, not what he got.
Yeah.
Speaking of Stephen Hawking, what superpower? What kind of transition is that? That man is literally wheelchair bound and died.
He had a nice brain.
Oh, that was his superpower?
Or wait,
to be a fucking super smart pessimist?
I guess he was a pedo too. Is that still like up in the air?
Well, we don't know what he did at the island, but it's flight records that showed that he was met up with what's his name? Epstein. That's sketchy.
Don't tell your parents.
Where are the little boys?
Okay. Superpower. What would you do?
I watched half of The Flash last night. The new one.
Mm-hmm.
With the can you figure out that man's crimes for me? I'm getting to the superpower. But Ezra Miller, we need to figure out what did he actually do?
Who's that?
The guy that played Flash. There's some big scandal around him. In fact, it was crazy. Something. It was crazy that Ezra Miller. It was crazy that they even put that movie out, but they had put all that money into it. So they was like, "Fuck it, we got to put the shit out." I know he assaulted some lady and hit her with a chair or some shit.
Word.
But I think before that there was some kind of like sexual thing.
Disorderly conduct and harassment after an incident at a bar in Hawaii. Police said he yelled obscenities at a woman and lunged at a man. A temporary restraining order was issued to Miller after a couple alleged Miller entered their room and threatened them.
See if there's anything else, because I thought there was some type of
accusations of grooming,
yes,
abuse,
yeah,
and erratic, disrupting behavior. Disorderly conduct, harassment.
Damn. Yeah, so that was DC's.
In 2022, he was charged with felony burglary.
Not a felony burger. That's my favorite.
The nasty patties.
The nasty patties.
He stole several bottles of alcohol.
Golly, this dude's a fucking delinquent.
Yeah, he's a problem. You know, there's a lot of like celebrities that had bad past.
Well, this guy, I think it was a surprise that they still got to put this Flash movie out because of how that guy's kind of acted. But I watched about half of it. It was decent. I don't think
I've never watched any Flash
superpower is all that cool though. Like, I mean, he runs fast. I get it.
But I mean, if you just bring in teleportation doesn't he get pretty irrelevant? Yeah. You know, so, it's like zero that shit out.
I don't know, man. I think just give me Superman because Superman's fast. Superman's strong. Superman can fly. So,
yeah, but that's multiple. You got to pick one.
Well, I want to be from Krypton. Now give me all the powers.
I'm gonna have to go with time.
Time. You want to control time.
Yeah. But I don't want to abuse it, with great power.
That's one thing to talk about. Time travel is fucking wild.
I don't want to like go back and change like relationships.
So the Flash movie was about time travel. So every time there's time travel movies or TV shows, they always try to do the time travel shit, it seems like. And it's so confusing. All right. So there's one art. So is time linear? We don't really know.
It moves linearly.
As far as it moves forward?
Yeah.
So if you move, can you move straight back?
No. If you can, we definitely aren't on that level of intelligence yet, obviously. But,
right. But when you go back, change, let's say you go back and you change one thing. Do you make a branch?
Well, the thing about time is, it's linear, but it flows, and that flow doesn't necessarily change.
The flow doesn't necessarily change.
We can't speed it up. We can't slow it down. We can't reverse it. I mean, there may be a way on. But like, what makes God this level that this moment special? Like this moment, we're in this moment, but it's immediately gone. Yeah.
And you can't get what we just said back. Like you can play it back on the recording, but like that exact moment is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is a moment? Because it's immediately gone.
It's a picture.
And then but I mean, like, how long is a moment? Because as soon as a moment happens, it's done.
So I mean, the best description of a moment that we got, I think, is a second. It's like the smallest fragment of time that we can actually.
But there's milliseconds.
Yeah, but we can't really acknowledge a millisecond. It's a little too quick for us, I think. Like we got devices that can.
Yeah.
But like a second, we know a second.
Bam, gone.
1/1000.
You never get it back.
Boom.
But that's
so we got
thing.
like a picture.
So like if there's different, I guess it depends. Like, but if let's say you could move backwards, you change something. Does that change? Okay, so let's do points. Point A.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's say point A is here because that's where we're starting at. We're at the present.
Okay.
B is the past.
Mm-hmm.
If you go from A to B, if you time travel from A to B, and you change something at B, would that change everything at A, or would that make a new timeline over this way and make a C?
Oh, buddy, you're in waters that I can't tread. My thought, yeah, man. My thoughts
and here's another thought. My fault. A, B. Let's say you go back in time and you change something, you make a C. But how about if every time you're at A, every crossroads, every decision you make is a possible branch?
Yeah, I think it's perception. Like, do you go back and you travel the same line with different things that lead to the same point A? Like, do you go from B back to A, and no matter what you do, you're still going to end up back at A? Or do you create a new branch that leads to another
does
point.
this go away? That's what I'm saying. So like you get in a time machine at A and you go back to B and you change something, and that even if that creates C, what happens to A?
Yeah.
I think that A would keep going normally, and besides you being gone.
Well, then you get into like, are there multiple
multiverses?
Time,
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that A would stay the same. B would be different, and it would branch off and make C instead of A.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. I think, yeah.
Think about this. If the Earth is moving around the sun, and you got in a time machine on Earth, and you went back, and let's say you left in June, you got in a time machine in June, is that time machine, and you go back, you're at point A, and you go back to point B, but you go to a different time. It's not June, you go to September. The Earth is in a different spot around the sun. Would the time machine be tethered to Earth, or would the time machine take you to where you were in that place? Because if it was to take you to just where you were in that place, you would be in the middle of space, because Earth would be in a different spot.
It's blunt.
What do you think about that shit?
Man, I think it's just all... I think
time was a construct. Time was an illusion, player.
Time ain't even here, man.
What do you think about that? Or was that too much?
I don't want to say it's too much. I think it's too early.
It's too early, like in the morning?
I ain't ate yet, dog. I ain't even got food to help me through this process.
Yeah.
No, it's...
So would the time machine be on Earth regardless, or would the time machine send you back to that same... Would you walk out of that time machine and be in the exact coordinates you were at?
I think I do see time as something that I would think... I'm not a physicist. I know there's probably a real answer to this, but I think that it would be the same as far as... I think it's universal. Like even if something happens millions of years away, we see it in a different time and everything. I mean, we'd still be at the same time right here as the same time a million light years away. We're just not experiencing the same time and space. We're experiencing the same time, not the same space.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
The same time as a million years ago, but the time has passed.
Yeah, by the time we recognize it, because it's so far away. Because of, time and how light years, just like whenever you see a star.
About looking at stars?
They say, yeah, you look at a star, you're looking at, well, that star is still doing something if it's still there while we are over here doing something. We're just not.
They say most of the stars are burnt out by the time we see them.
Yeah, a lot of people say that just because of the time difference. But
how if the sun is 93 million miles away? Damn, we didn't get into
so how far it is.
Yeah, they say 93 million miles. Like, how the fuck they know that? But they measure the light. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
How do we know?
Whenever I took my astronomy class, I read a lot of their facts, and I was just like, prove it.
Well,
bring it to my attention.
All right, let's Google it. I've done it before.
Let me see the equations.
That's the problem with scientists. I can't see the fucking equations. I don't know. But so our consensus on you want to control time. I feel like you said you want to do it responsibly. That was my whole point.
Picture this watch. Let's damn it! I just dropped my vape and it broke.
You want to go
30 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm saying 30 seconds is still... What are you doing to the timeline when you go back 30 seconds? We've been talking about extremes.
So everything stops. Everything. Even the sun, the stars, a million light years away, everything stops and goes back 30 seconds. Not just me. Not just my life.
Oh.
Everything.
So the timeline stays the same?
Yes. But
what happens to that 30 seconds ago? It just didn't happen?
It didn't happen. No.
It's just erased?
Gone. That's my ideal time. I'm not saying that's how it works. I don't fucking know. I don't know how it works.
Because what happened in that 30 seconds
if you also
doesn't just get erased.
If you think about it, and I went back 30 seconds, how would I know to not drop my vape? if the 30 seconds that I dropped my vape in didn't happen.
Yeah, how would you be?
I would be the same exact.
You would be, but
mindset.
You would have to be everything. You would have to go back.
I would have to be separate from the time itself.
Yes.
As if I was a godly being, which would be the superhero aspect of it.
So you're a superhero. You would separate yourself from time and manipulate time responsibly.
Yeah, but only to do small things. Not like
that's how it always starts.
Let me go do the lottery real fast. No, I just want to.
Here's the thing about time. Let's talk about this. This may be getting too serious, but I think the problem with wanting to go back
40 minutes into this.
Yeah, no. The problem with wanting to go back and change shit is that certain good things only happen if certain bad things happen, and if you eliminate bad things, they would take you. You may not get to where you're supposed to get to. And so I've thought about this a lot, like dealing with like grief and like, people dying and shit. You say, okay, well, what, like in the Flash movie, he went back and changed his mother dying and it fucked everything up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, my mom died. So I'm thinking like, okay, if I go back and change it and let's say I go back in time and I prevent that from happening. All right. What does that do?
Yeah.
Like
do I still kids anymore?
Yeah. Do I still meet my wife? Do we, because me and her, she had a family member that passed and we kind of like bonded over the fact that we were like healing. You know what I'm saying? So like, does that still happen?
Adam Sandler did it, right? Click.
On Click, yeah.
Yeah, that did it all. And God, I mean, Adam Sandler's never put me in an emotional state like that.
Yeah, that is like the one.
But yeah, no, now that I think about it, that's too much, fam. I don't want it.
I feel like I feel like we could learn something from all these movies is that you just don't fuck
that
with
is trying to be God.
You just got to let that shit go. But also wanting to be Superman is kind of godlike.
Just give me super strength. How about that?
Yeah, which it could be useful.
Yeah, that's not too godly. It's just like,
but also dangerous. Imagine like thumping somebody and killing them on accident. Like,
fuck.
Yeah,
not again.
Not again. Yeah, or like A-Train on The Boys. You ever watch The Boys?
Nah.
The first scene, he gets. I won't tell you what happened, but anyways, he for whatever he's fast, like the Flash or whatever, not that fast, but he accidentally runs through this girl, like and just blows her up. Like The Boys is like TVMA, it's like bad.
Oh, okay.
It's like superheroes, but the superheroes are like assholes.
Oh, I've seen advertisements for that.
It's really good. Like The Boys, shout out to The Boys. But yeah, that's the first scene. One of the main characters is walking with his girlfriend, and a superhero jacked up on some shit he shouldn't be on, just runs through and just blows her up.
Yeah,
I think that's one thing we don't see in these superhero movies is like the trial and error of your powers.
Yeah.
Like how many people you accidentally kill. Like, think about how many people Hulk has killed, like fucking turned up smashing shit.
Oh yeah.
I get so frustrated.
Bro, just the scenes in the inner cities, you're like, thousands of people are dying
right now. I saw that last night.
Speak.
Batman was chasing these bad guys through the city.
Yeah. Driving on sidewalks.
Yeah, like fucking cars are blowing up, buildings are getting smashed, all this shit.
Why is the car not covered in blood?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's another theory. I don't know if I've showed this. I know I've said this theory on some podcast, but I don't know if I said it on this one. Superheroes. I feel like you only have supervillains if you have superheroes. Think about all the movies. Fam, they come for the villain. I mean, they come for the heroes. Most of the time, their beef is with the heroes.
Yeah. Something the hero did.
Yeah.
Something that resulted in.
That's how you get super bad guys is super good guys.
So
if there was neither of neither, it would be like we have now.
Villain, who's the superhero?
The United States. No,
probably. I mean,
Winston Churchill.
Yeah, and you go back to that and you're like, well, it kind of sucks sometimes.
Everybody was flawed during that time. But we were. That was the last war. That was the last war we were the actual good guys. And I honestly believe that.
Maybe Jewish people were the superhero. And, for some people. I mean,
not according to Kanye.
Not him. Kanye's wild, bro. No, you're not going to Jimmy Kimmel this. I'm going to think. I'm going to use time to my advantage. I'm going to take this 60 seconds and I'm going to think about my answer. Yeah, Kanye's crazy.
He said some good things before, but he's also said some like unredeemable shit. Like
he's nuts, bro.
He makes good music,
He's
but
smart.
I'm not like this. But I don't.
He's
I'm not
creative.
I just got super into like Kanye music. There's some people that are like religious about Kanye music.
I don't quite understand that. I mean, I'm like, yeah, dude's hella talented. He's a great producer. He knows what ears like to hear sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
Where's that when he's talking about things? Let me say the exact opposite of what everybody's going to do.
Are we going to pretend like Yeezys are nice looking? Is that what we're going to do today?
No, I'm not on that wave, brother. Never was. I don't even want the slides. You drop the price on them. You half the price on them. I'm not buying them. No. You make them the same price as regular Nikes and Adidas. No, I'm not buying them. No.
Fashion is one thing that just doesn't make sense. It's just like it's all like the same cloth.
Shit, I look like shit that Drake wears. Like, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing, bro?
But it's like he can do it because he's fucking Drake. But
I think that's what it is. I think it's just like I think a lot of people are at a point where how weird can I get?
Look at like the runway
still be
stuff.
Accepted?
Yeah, like the runway stuff now, like the actual like designer clothes. Like that shit is goofy looking,
nuts, bro.
That shit is goofy looking. Like now we have Rihanna in a Christmas tree. It's just
built out of Legos.
Built out of Legos, like a Lego Christmas tree dress. Oh, fabulous, flawless.
She will be roller skated down the aisle and back because she cannot physically walk. But
Paris Hilton in a firefighter's outfit. It's like what?
Oh yeah, that's too far.
My new couture dress that has to plug into a wall socket.
They things are getting weird, and one way that I know that is when did breakdancing ever been in the?
Oh, we never talked about Ray Gun, did we?
Was that the name?
Ray Gun is a fucking
was that their name?
Yeah, she's like a global superstar now.
She's different.
Yeah. So have
she's
you heard?
Like Christmas party, a lot of liquor material.
Yeah. Have you heard the insider like beef about that shit?
No.
Her husband was one of the judges that in the process of her getting picked.
What the hell?
What? Go Google Ray Gun versus anybody in the trials. She lost every breakdancing battle leading up to the Olympics. She never should have been there.
That's nuts. Somebody's got to be sued for that.
that little deal she did. Or my favorite is when the other person's dancing, they show her and she's like,
the only
yawn.
The only time the whole world has got secondhand embarrassment and anger at the same time. Like somebody sent me the way I found out, somebody sent me a message and they were like, bro, breakdancing in the Olympics is the stupidest shit I've ever experienced. And I was thinking to myself, no, that sounds like, because the breakdancing I'm thinking of, like, no, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, no way. There's no way.
The other people were cool. It was just Ray Gun.
Yeah. I seen the Asian girl.
Yeah, spinning on her head and shit.
Yeah, she killed it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Jabberwockies are cool.
I loved the fucking, the kangaroo hop. Dude, I've seen her in so many memes.
Okay, what better sports would there be?
Football.
Yeah, I agree.
They're supposed to put flag football.
I think they should do beer pong.
Yeah.
Cornhole.
Who's going to beat the Irish in beer pong, though?
I know some college fellas.
Yeah.
Bring back some of the boys.
They're trying to put flag football in the Olympics, and not real football, but flag football. And now the USA's flag football champion or whatever was talking shit to Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes was like, "What the fuck did I do?"
He got paid.
Because he was like, yeah, because the guy was like, I don't think we should just let NFL players in the flag football deal because they're NFL players. We play flag for real. And I was like,
Like, are they going to show up and play any less for real than you?
Yeah. But I mean, flag is different because I played in that flag league like 3 years. And flag is way different from football because I'm good at flag. I would get destroyed in pads right now.
Yeah.
I could go play flag right now and go get yards, but it's like.
I had my head rattled one good time in football. That was about all I needed. But,
I mean, you're trying to tell me that Patrick Mahomes can't go out there and throw a football to somebody if it's flag, not flag, fucking astronaut.
Yeah, specifically that position should.
Yeah, he should be able to let it fly.
He's a slippery bastard, though, isn't he?
But the thing about flag football as a quarterback is you've got to be able to dodge tackles. You got to be able to move your hips. Because
he's slippery, but can he not get his flag pulled? That's the question.
That's one thing. I just learned how to use my hips, bro. And so, people would be trying to pull my flag and just missing. But, then we didn't have good refs, so they would just be like grabbing shorts and doing illegal shit and eventually just tackling your fucking ass.
Did they do ping pong?
In the Olympics? Hell yeah. Yeah, remember? Because I posted about our Olympic team.
Yeah.
The old switcheroo.
Switcheroo.
Our whole ping pong team is Asian, and we beat China. Gang shit.
Yeah, that should not count. That needs to be split up and accredited to the given countries of heritage.
I was watching the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast. My boys from here, they're every Wednesday. Shout out to Nick and his brother Reads on their podcast.
Yeah, watch a couple.
They were explaining the process. Basically, you can be on any Olympic team. You just have to
have citizenship.
Yeah, well, no, it's less than citizenship. It's like residency.
Oh, you get a visa.
Yeah.
Word.
We have this big 7-foot dude, Joel Embiid, and he's from, I can't remember
so
where
it's really
he's from, but
what country can recruit better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many countries are going to call an American and be like, we'll give you this, this, and this.
Oh, there's got to be some under the table shit. Our girls won 60 games in a row. Our USA women's basketball team have won like 60 or 61 games in a row.
Is Clark out there?
No, they didn't take Clark. I watched Clark last night. She lost, but she played good.
Olympics.
The Clark hype is wild because I'm still stuck on it. Let's talk about this because this is crazy. You heard about the astronauts that are stuck in space?
Yes. And I seen
talking about the last thing I heard is that they was going to have to come get them in a new ship.
Tell me why I seen the post that they said that on, and it was like, hey, why is nobody talking about these guys floating around space? The first and most interacted with comment. So what color are they? You horrible person.
God damn.
Let's
see the latest news 13 hours ago. NASA to keep Starliner crew in space until 2025 with SpaceX handling return.
A year. Did SpaceX put them out there?
We'll wait for SpaceX. It was NASA, I think. NASA will call on SpaceX to bring home 2 astronauts who've been stuck on the International Space Station since early June after their Boeing spacecraft ran into several problems mid-flight, the agency said Saturday. The decisions for astronaut Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams to hitch a ride back to Earth on SpaceX capsule rather than a Boeing Starliner they rode into puts the rest of the month's speculations to blah, 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 blah. The 2 crew members could safely return. The mission was planned to last about 8 days, and they've been there for a minute now.
8 days. Oh, that hurts. Maybe they needed some space. Sorry. I'm new to this dad life thing. I had to say it.
We need to talk.
Let's cut this.
No, Boeing strikes again.
Golly, man. Yep. I didn't even catch that one.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah. It's rough.
But we're not talking bad about you. We love you. We're here to
Boeing.
To not. Did you hear that? Is that another motor outside?
That's just my dad, man.
No, that was.
You thinking about what
I thought they were here for us.
Yeah, the hitman.
Golly.
What about a hit woman? So I learned about I was talking about this on some other podcast the other day, but who gives a shit? I learned about maybe one of the worst women in the world I've ever heard about before. Her name is Georgia Tann. Have you ever heard of Georgia Tann?
No, it sounds like somebody that I might have seen in my past or something.
All right, I'm going to show you a picture of Georgia Tann, and we're going to play Guess the Crime.
That is definitely. She started out as a stripper, I'm assuming.
Georgia Tann. She's
possible
from the 20s.
Soft core pornography.
My bad. Images. All right, let's play Guess the Crime. She's from the 20s. Or she started her crimes in the 20s.
Okay.
I need to put a picture of her up.
Guess the crime.
Guess the crimes.
I want to say she probably I don't know what she did.
She was involved.
I thought some horrible things.
Yeah, she was. Whatever you thought, probably multiply the shit. She was involved in the stealing of over like 5,000 kids.
Oh shit! I was thinking like pharmaceutical. Like,
no. So, her dad was a judge, and her dad was a judge, and he dealt in like a lot of like young kid cases, like welfare type cases, like where kid might have bad parents,
foster care, adoption.
Yeah. So she grew up around that, and then she kind of developed this idea that single moms and stuff like that, it would be better to take those children and give them and try to get them to like rich, because in her mind she kind of equivalated like rich good, poor bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she watched her dad send all these kids away to different deals, and I guess that kind of like hyped her up and convinced her, this is what I want to do with my life. So when she was 20, I think she in her young 20s, don't quote me exactly, but she stole like her first babies. This single mom had her 2 kids playing outside. She just pulls up, takes them to the court, gets her dad to sign off that they were not in a good living space, and given to these other people, to these rich folks. And before that lady could damn near even could realize that her babies were gone, they already were legally
owned by somebody else.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And so in her 20s, she stole her first children. So then she decides, okay, I kind of like this shit. And so she does that. She kind of works that same system in her hometown a couple times more. And eventually she gets labeled like, no, that bitch is stealing babies.
Yeah.
And so she has to move. So she moves to Tennessee, and I think like Memphis or something. And this is the 20s. So like the 20s into the early 30s is what I'll talk about now. And like she...
like if you ain't getting it from a newspaper, you probably ain't heard of it.
Yeah.
So she's showing up and wreaking havoc.
So speaking of newspaper, once she moves to Memphis, she gets involved, and she's actually a part of the state. She gets a judge on her side. She gives them a baby, like through finessing some poor lady or some poor family out of a baby, gets this judge a baby, and now the judge will do anything for her. She gets a good lawyer a baby. Now she has a lawyer on her side and the law on her side.
You're dealing in babies.
Yes. And so like
poker chips.
She had got so good at getting babies took away from homes that she had so many babies in her little board houses. She had to put out an ad in the newspaper of like a baby giveaway for Christmas.
Oh my God.
They gave away 25 babies to rich people.
But only to rich people.
Yeah. So
it doesn't matter how they are, who they are.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of the problem. Yeah. So she found a way. So here's some of so she gives away all these babies, whatever, finds out she's really good with it, figures out how to make it within the law for her to get rid of all these fucking babies. Like, and to finesse the system. And she had like these different little board homes and stuff. And so here's a couple of ways that she would steal these damn babies. I know this is not funny at all, but who gives a fuck? We're just podcasting. Fuck it. We're talking. Georgia Tann. So here, think about this. A single mom comes in to give birth to a baby at the hospital. This is in like the 30s. You got to think of what a hospital is like at this time, like just how shit is. Comes in, has a baby by herself. More than once, Georgia Tann would come in. She had nurses on her, basically in her pocket.
Of course.
They would, wait till the mama passed out after giving birth, which is normal. Take that baby, and it would be gone. It would just be gone. The nurse would come back in. The mama would wake up, and she would be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to tell you had a stillborn."
At birth?
Yes. She was saying, like, we're so sorry to tell you, like, your baby died when you had it. The baby would still be alive. She done bamboozled him. She done stole it out the hospital. So,
I just don't get how she got away with it that many times without getting knocked off by
thousands.
An upset mother.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she was untouchable. Because all they could do legally was attempt to sue her, and they were winning every case because she had the judge and a lawyer. She's getting taken out the game. Yeah, and she had an inside hand on the welfare shit. So people because the whatchamacallit happened, the Great Depression happened. And so she used that to her advantage. She was like, okay, well, I'm a part of the welfare program. When people call in and say they're struggling, I'll offer them some type of solution. She would say, okay, she show up to their house, sign right here. You can board over your children, send them to this place until you get your financial shit together. and we'll take care of your children as a part of the state or whatever. As soon as she got the children, she'd fucking get rid of them. And so, like, you would think, okay.
And she's probably getting paid stacks by these rich people.
Well, that's the thing. At the beginning, she was just moving up through the ranks, and the state was saying, oh, you're helping all these babies. Oh, you're relocating all these babies. You're doing so good. And then she realized after she stole hundreds and maybe thousands of babies, she was like, oh, I should be making money. I should be getting paid personally from this shit. So then she starts selling them to rich people. Movie stars, like rich people are buying babies from her, and she'd come to people's houses, take pictures of these babies, and then go like sales pitch them. Like, you want this beautiful blue-eyed baby? She'd lie about their ages. Look how big she is for 4 years old. She's think of what she'll grow into. You want this baby, and get paid for the babies. They said she made the equivalent of over $1 million selling babies.
Georgia Tann,
and get this. She never got arrested, not one time. She died in her 50s of cancer, but never got arrested.
Oh my God.
They never caught this bitch.
I hope she suffered.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, that's the thing.
She probably didn't suffer enough for what she did, right?
I just know, like, we ain't rich. Somebody pulls up, makes anything happen like that. The second I come to the realization, even if it's months down the road,
Georgia Tann is dead.
Yeah, you are my job. I don't even go to work anymore.
Right.
You are my priority.
Yeah.
You're getting taken out the game, and I'm gonna. You'd be lucky if I didn't take more than that from you.
No, like, that's crazy. I don't know. It's just so wild. Like, it's just it was a different time though.
I mean,
when people talk about like, oh, it used to be better. It used to be better. Like, no,
no, bro,
not necessarily.
No,
we're still in like the best news.
How dare we have vaccines to prevent horrible diseases nowadays? You know, and you know, there's some controversial shit out there. Some controversial shit that I didn't even partake in by choice. But like, let's be real. Like, compared to 100 years ago, shit's different. Yeah. Back then, it'd be not weird for my kid died in their sleep because they had a cold I didn't know about.
Yeah, hundreds of kids died in her boarding deal, and she would just lie about the numbers. And like that's just a testament to how undocumented shit was back then. Like, nowadays we live in like a super documented world. Like, everything is documented. Mm-hmm. Your doctor's visits, you know, we have these numbers attached to us, our social security numbers. We have all these bank accounts. We are attached to tons of numbers, and our data's being tracked, and our phone locations are being tracked.
Written down in the book.
You know, the satellites look at us. You know, it's insane. Back in the day, for better or worse, probably still for worse, so much shit could go undocumented. Like a whole kid could go undocumented.
Yeah. We talk about how many kids go missing a year here. Like, think of whenever they weren't keeping track.
Yeah, trafficking. Yeah, there's no, like, now.
People have always done these horrible things, these heinous things. At least we know for a fact for the last 100 years. I mean, I just been making it my damn deal so people know who this bitch is and that they fucking hate our guts because she got away too easy in this life. So fuck Georgia Tann. That bitch is stupid, and she shouldn't have did that shit. How about that? It's 2024. She should have went in the worst way.
Over 100 years ago, she was stealing babies. Fuck that bitch. How about that?
I hate to agree with you, but I got you on that one.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. Even from 100 years ago, yeah.
She's got to go.
We should resurrect her and just a fucking...
But you know, there's still there's modern day versions of that.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no doubt. We just...
The bait women, they got bait children out there, bait women and children to bait other children. It's horrible. Have you heard some of the local shit that's happened to people? Like in a Target parking lot? Like some of the weird stuff? Like a note being left and a weird on their windshield that they didn't notice till they got in the car. And then there's a weird van parked right beside them with some suspect people in it. And it's like, I'm dipping.
Yeah, you gotta get out of here.
I'm not worried about this note right now.
There's freaks out there for sure. Let's go on to a lighter note. I was looking at my notes and saw something funny.
I hate to go out on that one.
Yeah. Do you follow anybody on like Snapchat or Facebook or any of these social medias that shouldn't have a phone or that are just like completely out of their minds and like you enjoy watching that? Because there's two people I can think of right now.
There for the toxicity type thing.
Yeah, but it's like insane. So I watched this one guy on Snapchat stories. I don't even know how I add him. I don't even think I know this guy, but he's in prison, like straight up prison. And so every day, I just kind of watch this dude do prison shit.
He's one of them with the phone in jail?
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, there's all type of shit happening in prison. And I just, every day.
That's awesome content.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm like getting the inside scoop on fucking prison.
Can you shoot me his contact?
Yeah, bro. It's like, I mean, they like shooting dice and doing push-ups and like he posted his basketball highlights in jail. Like, fam got a fucking mixtape in this bitch.
Might get some time drops. Yeah. He can go to the league.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's gold.
There's another guy, too, I follow. And this dude is a straight up crackhead, bro. And he be out here with like all his friends. I really think they're on crack. And so, like, I just like, it's like straight, like, it's kind of sad. But at the same time, it's like, it's good content. It's good. It's
going to be hilarious
stuff. Yeah. So, like, they're just fucking out of their minds and it's just different shit. Like, this dude was on his bike, like, and it was like noon. And he was like just talking shit to the camera. Like riding the bicycle with one hand and like
no idea what he's talking shit about.
Yeah, bro.
Ranting.
Yeah.
Props to him.
Yeah.
You know?
And then it's
there.
like there was this one time I was watching him on his story and he was like chasing a dog and he was just like, oh, and he was chasing a dog. And I'm like, bro, I was like, bro, I wish Snapchat had like a heart. I would like the video or whatever, let it know I'm supporting it.
I wonder if they got more friends than us. Like, I wonder if they're getting more interactions than
shit, bro.
Or attempts. Like, surely somebody's sliding up like, hey, stop chasing that damn dog.
The problem with that is like, you know how Snapchat has like the proximity deal?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you're a security guard and like you walk by somebody's cell and Snapchat goes, would you like to be friends with Crip Killer 9000?
Would you like to be friends with Free Dougie Doug? And
then the Snapchat
then you're like, wait, Doug? Pod C?
Yeah, that's G-Pod Doug. Snapchat snitches again.
Go over there, Doug.
Get out
You cooking rice in there?
Like one time, the dude had like fruit in the toilet. I think they was making wine. Bro, this shit is crazy, man.
Old sink Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I seen one that they, like the metal stairs that they have. They somehow got like a Bunsen burner or
they was grilling
under the stairs and put like a metal pan on it, fried rice. And I'm like, fried rice, shooting dice, really nice. Prison life.
Yeah. I seen it. I don't know if it was that guy. I can't remember. I saw a video. At least this one dude in prison. It's just him in his drawers with a big sponge of soap. He just washing everything, the walls, the ceiling. He just washing everything.
Just happy to be there.
Yeah, just fucking go. A clean cell is a clean life. Like, what the fuck? You got to get out, brother. Well,
I ain't got no choice but to be clean.
Happy cell, happy life.
Yeah, I guess for what it's worth.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
Prison. No. There's nothing funnier than the prison videos. Any time just the fact that you're videoing in there, like even if it's some horrible shit, even if you're just videoing two people fighting, just the fact that you're in prison on a cell phone that you can actually post on social media on, that's funny. That's fucking funny.
That's entertainment, man. I mean, do you think you could shit in a cell with somebody? I mean, eventually you'd have to.
Yeah, man. I mean,
there was like stalls in the army, like they had no door, like so. Yeah, there was many times where you public shitted, and it's just like, well, are we gonna shit or not?
Hell, just growing up, I know there were multiple restrooms that I had to go in.
Do you remember going to like
gotta be done.
The dirt track, and it was just a horse trough, and there's no deals, and everybody's just like dick swinging, and it's just like look straight.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to hit you there.
Crossing streams.
Yeah.
Sword fight.
No, sir.
No, they when they redid the racetrack, they
go
got
outside.
Rid of those. Yeah. They put stalls up, but it's different now.
It is different now.
There is like I watched this whole video on like urinal etiquette. I don't know if have you seen that? Like where to stand if there's another man in there.
If there's another open one, don't walk in between two guys.
You always skip.
Yeah.
There should always be one urinal between everybody, especially if there's no barricade. Mm-hmm. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense.
You ever been pissing?
That does make sense. Yeah.
You ever been pissing and somebody be beside you and you feel a little drop hit your hand.
Oh,
like
splatter?
A ricochet.
Air splatter?
Yeah, ricochet.
Oh, no, I've never been... I
haven't done that, but I have, like, it's like the second somebody's next to me, that's all I'm thinking is, bro, do not feel...
Hit me with the piss splatter.
Oh, God.
Raindrops falling on my head. Have you ever shit so hard that the water plopped back up and smacked you?
I've been concerned it went back up there with it, you know. It's
osmosis or whatever scientific process you call that.
Bloops.
Bloop.
You know, if you don't got a splatter, that's probably bad because you probably got a consistent stream of soft serve ice cream into the bowl, come out looking like the emoji, you know?
And it always...
One of my buddies sent me a message the other day. Said, yeah, man, I filled up the bowl and it was actually coming out of the water.
Filled up the bowl. It was coming
until
out
it was
of
coming out of the water. Till there's
peeing.
No, like his dump. Yes.
Oh no.
Like told him to go to the hospital. Like you need to go. He's like 2 days worth. That's it.
2 days worth. So he skipped 2 days.
Talk about shit too much on this podcast, don't we?
Yeah, it is a consistent thing. There was one time at the lake where I'd been there for like a week and I'd been eating nothing but like just food you cook at the lake, you know?
Yeah.
And like I hadn't shit because, you know, when you go in a different environment for a long period of time, like one of the hardest things it is to do is to like get into your shit routine.
Yeah, man. Traveling does that. Yeah. It's like a known thing, especially planes.
So I finally, I couldn't shit on a plane. I can't do that. But anyways, finally it all just came out and it was like one turd and it just kept going, fam. It looped. It had to have been like a foot long. It had to have been the full subway.
That's bad.
Egregious.
Do you ever think like, we're probably not supposed to be like, I think that's why all men have prostate cancer in their 50s. I really believe that. I think that. But that goes into
when I was at basic training.
The fact that we just fucking eat too much.
When I was at basic training, when you first get there, you go through something called in-processing. And it's before you go to where you're actually going to be training at. Well, you're there, but you're there for 2 weeks. This is where you get all your stuff. So it's like, you still wake up early in the morning. They still talk bad to you, but all you do is you go sit in lines. You sit in line and get fitted for your uniform. You sit in line and go get fitted for your boots. You go fill out all your personal information. You get your life insurance took care of in case you die out there. You fucking, you know what I'm saying? You get your beneficiaries. It just whatever the fuck you're doing, you know. I test all the different shit that you have to fucking do before you start, and it's in processing, and so. I get there and I'm just now getting used to the food over there. And, for 2 weeks, it was like the last day before I shipped out to the actual training part where you go meet your actual drill sergeants and you actually start your for real training. I finally took a dump and it was like a week and 6 days.
That's rough, dude. Aggressive, huh?
Yeah. Because your body didn't you get thrown so out of rhythm.
And it's going to bring that rhythm back.
Yeah, because I do think like pooping is definitely got it's like a rhythmic thing.
Bro, it's a necessity.
Yeah.
It's got to happen. Or you got some bad health problems.
But lots of dudes weren't shitting, dude. Like lots of us, like everyone's like a week went by.
I've heard those meals are pretty rough on you.
Yeah, a week went by and we just got, I just started to hear it more often. Guys would go up to other guys and be like, "Hey, dude,
when's the last time you
took a shit like
you had a movement? When's the last time you moved?"
And then I get to my deal and it took another couple weeks to get used to that because that deal is crazy.
Don't travel by plane if you don't have to, man, because planes will tear you up. But so we'll travel in a car. We used to drive to Pennsylvania. Go see
How long is that drive?
Family, like 18 to 24 hours. And that's like my grandpa was like, "We're not stopping at hotels."
Oh shit! Yeah, he's all the way through.
He's like, "I'm pulling over behind a gas station. I'll sleep for 4 hours. We're back on the road." And yeah, nothing but gas station food the whole way. Nothing nice. No drive. No, he ain't even hitting drive-throughs, bro. He is literally getting gas, and you better eat inside. So I was living on like Chex Mix, Reese's.
That's how he is.
Mountain Dews.
My dad's out there working on a chapter right now. But we would drive. We used to go skiing when we was little, and like to cut costs, we wouldn't fly. we would drive 14 hours. He would drive 14, 15 hours straight.
Oh, yeah.
We would go down there. He plans these trips like to where driving, like you might drive all night and then he plans to ski the next day.
God.
And then, but he is so cheap that like we'd go to restaurants with him on vacation and he would say, we drink water. Us cats drink water. That was like his favorite thing to say.
Us cats
drink water. And so like we would be on vacation, can't even drink a soda.
Man.
But he would drive like we would pull over and take a nap in a Walmart parking lot and like halfway between us and Albuquerque. Like, what is happening here?
We had it a little better than that. We'd at least well, if I was with my grandpa, it's just like, eat whatever you want, but it's going to be from a gas station and you have to deal with the effects of it because he's going to eat what he wants. He'll have a cup of coffee followed by a bag of Cheetos, followed by, 5 taquitos and a Mountain Dew.
Sounds like
all within 2 hours.
Winner's diet right there.
Oh yeah. And I'm sitting here like, bro, when do you shit? Yeah. Like, I know you built up. What's going on here? But anyway,
golly,
there's something nice about growing up in a little bit of poverty. You know?
Just a hair,
just enough to be like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, And like our deals is like which I don't know. It's hard for me to say that we were poor. I feel like because we did have, I don't know. My dad spent all the profit on new equipment.
Yeah, re-upping.
So like my dad had money. We just never got the benefits of the money because he would go buy a new tractor.
Yeah, I say poverty in a sense of compared to the people that you're around,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got friends who, like my next door neighbors. So I know that, we're kind of in similar boats, similar situations. But then again, a lot of my friends were like well off. Like, and well off in the sense of like, whatever they ask for, they're most likely getting it.
Yeah. My dad's is like my dad is well off in the sense of like he wears rags as clothes, but has 10 tractors.
Yeah,
which is the equivalent of like $400,000 or $500,000.
He's one of those people, and there's so many of these people in the generations above us.
Yeah,
one of those people that it don't matter how much they will literally have $1 million in assets.
Yeah.
And still be like, hell, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
He still drives the 2003 Toyota Matrix.
Hell, I'm cutting it close this month. It's like, no, you aren't, brother. One tractor down, your year's paid for.
We lived he basically, I think he gave my mom basically because my mom worked at some points, but sometimes she just stayed home at some points of time. I feel like he just gave her like an allowance. So like me, my mom, and my brother, we felt like poor people most of the time.
Yeah.
And he would just have but I mean, like I said, he has a lot of land.
He's playing that generational success card, though.
Way smarter than and I'm trying myself.
Because I'm just now getting there now that I have a child. I'm like, because I literally used to just be like, I would pick something up and be like, I don't need to buy this. I know I don't need to buy this. And I'd be like, YOLO,
fuck it.
But now I'm like, I pick something up and I'm like, this is 3 things that I can think that my daughter could have right now. So put it back. We don't need it.
It does, in fact, get like that. But yeah, my dad is an interesting guy. But our vacations would be something.
In the next 15 years, we're gonna be in that same boat. I mean, I'm sure our kids are gonna be a little more spoiled than us because that just happens.
Yeah.
Especially whenever there were a lot of times that you were like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
yeah,
you're like, I don't want my kid to be pissed off, but. It's all about understanding and teaching those lessons, I suppose.
Yeah, and I still don't think spoiling kids works. Either. I'm glad my dad raised me how he raised me. I don't know what his bank account was when he raised me. I know what it is now because me and him are tied to the same bank account for the business. So I know, like, okay, yeah, we make money, but it's like he didn't raise me in that way.
Yeah.
He said no more than yes.
And you shouldn't see money as something that correlates with how you live your life, or like what you do.
Yeah.
Like what you do should be what you do because it's what you do. Yeah. I guess. Like there shouldn't be a number in your bank account that you're like, okay, I'm able to work, but I'm not going to. You should be working or at least doing something purposeful with your time. I
do like saving money so hardcore that I can stop working for periods of time. I do love that. Like a solid week of no work.
Yeah. And I'm sure you do other shit with your time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that
Podcast.
you want to do. Yeah. So you're still,
100%.
you're purpose driven.
Yeah.
You're not doing that so you can sit on the couch and eat potato chips for a week.
I want to play with podcasts. That's really what I want to do. And so I just have to make enough. Make enough to where I can chill some days. Or if I want to go play basketball in the middle of the day, I'm going to go play basketball.
Yeah. As you should.
Yeah. I have a boss. I don't have a job. I don't put in the motherfucking PTO. I don't do none of that shit. Now, when I go on vacation, at the end of September, when I go on vacation for a week,
it's fun and games.
I'm not gonna make no money while I'm gone.
Are you going to follow the diet while you're gone? That's what I want to know.
Man, I already fucked the diet up.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm gonna eat on there, but I'm gonna be so active on that boat. It's ridiculous.
You're gonna burn some cows.
Yeah, I like to on the boat too. One thing I do is I stop taking the elevator. That's like a vacation hack for me because it's like if I take the stairs everywhere on this like 17-story boat. If I take the stairs everywhere, I can eat whatever I want, fam, and I'm not going to gain no weight. I didn't gain weight on this last cruise, and I ate 3 grown man meals every day, but I was always doing something. Always. You just never stop doing shit.
That's kind of how it is with me working, though, because I'm on them brewskis, son. I'm on them brewskis. I'm not proud to say it either.
Yeah.
I go on and off. Like, I know when to take my break. I know when to be like, all right, dude, like, you're having too many. But that, and plus how I eat at night, because I won't eat all day. I can't eat in the heat.
That's so crazy. I eat. That don't matter.
God, no. I cannot eat.
I'll be in the middle of a field with the sun shining directly on me. It'll be 107 outside, and I'll be smashing a
hoagie.
Fucking cheeseburger. And then I'll get back up and go get in the hole.
Ooh. I'll go get, because if I smash that Burger King burger, I'm going to go get in that hole and be like, man, no.
Which my stepmama, she's from the Philippines. She cook us food. So like we're normally eating I normally eat healthy for lunch, like rice and chicken or rice and beef, and carrots and fucking
Philippine stepmom. That's nice.
Dude, she's a shit.
She whip it up, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every day we eat good.
Fuck yeah.
It ain't hot or nothing. She cooks it in the morning.
Like, bro, if you bring me chicken and rice for lunch out there, I'm smashing that shit.
Yeah, and then you're like back to work and you're like, oh yeah, I needed that.
The problem is like you're like, okay, I'm gonna give myself 20 minutes to.
But see, we don't eat that long.
Yeah,
we don't never stop. Like we got rid of lunch a long time ago. Like when I was a kid, because like if you like just think, people want to take like an hour lunch. To me, working by the job, an hour lunch just means I'm going to be on the job an hour longer.
You ain't going home for another hour.
Yeah. So if I can,
it's different. If I think I'm going to finish that job every day.
Yeah. If I'm going to finish a job and I think I can finish it by 3, I'm going to do everything fucking possible to finish by 3, so I can be off at 3 and not 5.
Same. That's how it goes for us too.
Yeah.
It's like anytime that you take to bullshit around, anytime you take to make a phone call, to text, to eat, you're going to spend that time not at home.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd rather be home.
Same.
I'm super about this, fam. I work for myself. All my incomes, because I have multiple incomes, all my incomes depend on me working and my schedule. And so like, I'm going to play basketball. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to go days without working sometimes. And that's like, sometimes I do have to make sacrifices in order to do that.
Yeah.
And other times, like skipping lunch every day. But like, those are things that are going to fucking happen. Like,
well, that's what you work for, so you can do said.
Yep.
It's nice. It's nice. Yeah. We balance life well. We can get better, but
yeah, definitely.
We're in the process.
Well, we appreciate y'all tapping in. It's been another Addicted to Arguing podcast. I'm your host, Joe Tell, and that's my co-host, Chief, and we appreciate you.
Very nice.
Very nice. We'll holler at y'all next week.